America took a good hard look at itself, and when big corporations saw themselves in the mirror, they said, oh, shit, we're white as
Inequality in corporate America. There are only 5 black CEOs running Fortune 500 companies.
Critics point out that all of Nike's executives are white.
And to address this problem, businesses turn to a solution called diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI. It means more fair hiring policies, new anti-discrimination rules for the workplace, and sensitivity training seminars. And the first thing it led to was a shitload of ads.
Every day, General Mills serves the world by making food people love. And inclusion is one of our secret ingredients.
Today, when people talk about DEI, it's more likely to sound like this.
DEI is just a rebranded version of hating white people.
Now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense, okay?
DEI, which stands for didn't earn it.
The truth about DEI is that although it's well-intentioned, it's mostly garbage. In fact, maybe the only thing that DEI has accomplished is giving racist white people cover to be openly racist.
We're going to have doctors who don't know how to perform heart surgery, and we're going to have planes that are falling out of the sky.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Real DEI is only going to come from black leadership. I don't know how to do it because I'm not a black leader, but I do know how to tell if it's working. Just keep an eye on right-wing media. The more they're freaking out, the more progress we're making.
And you looked around during the performance, nobody was even paying attention. Everybody's on their phone. It wasn't like, it was far from like a Michael Jackson where it's like,
Peekaboo.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy You Just Got Juice, and we're back at it again with another video. If this is your first time here at the channel, welcome and thank you for checking me out. Just to give you a quick rundown about me, I'm just a regular guy that talk to my viewers like I'm talking to one of my friends or somebody that I'm sitting down having a chat with. I'm only giving my opinion and views based upon what I am accustomed to or like what I seen growing up in my surroundings. So it's not to say that I'm right or wrong or I know everything. I'm just speaking and giving my opinion based upon from what I can see, and hopefully that we could have some comments and have a discussion about it. We could talk about it and have a discussion in the comment section. So that's pretty much what this channel is. Just trying to get people different views on different things, and also bring to light stuff that people probably don't even know about because you don't got time to catch up on stuff because people got to work. So that's all this channel is pretty is. Started this journey in January 2025. Kind of just stuck to it, and the channel's kind of picking up real quick. So I want to thank everybody on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and currently just passed 400 today. So I appreciate all the love that y'all been giving me. It lets me know I've been doing something good with my time. So without any more time, and without me wasting any more of your time, let's check out this video that I was sent to on my Discord. All right.
And to address this problem, businesses turn to a solution called diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI.
Say celebrate diversity into your X1 voice remote to discover curated content today.
Every day, General Mills serves the world by making food people love. And inclusion is one of our secret ingredients.
Oh, really?
At Kraft Heinz, our purpose is to make life delicious. And we believe we can't achieve that without one essential ingredient: diversity.
You must be joking.
So that's how things stood in 2020, but that was like 15 years ago. Today, when people talk about DEI, it's more likely to sound like this.
more Fox hosts than people who
you know what makes them
people of
qualify?
color.
Yes. No, don't do it. Let her finish.
And I would just ask Scott, if race is not the issue, then why is DEI mentioned every
5
single
seconds.
day as a solution to every single problem that faces this?
Because of how pervasive it is,
but do you
and
think
how
it's
hateful
really
it is to an actual conservative ideological view.
But do you think it is true that all of America's ills, from the plane crash to
Now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense, okay?
When you don't have the best standards in who you're hiring, it means on the one hand, you're not getting the best people in government, but on the other hand, it puts stresses on the people who are already there.
We will have the best and brightest in every position possible. As you said in your inaugural, it is colorblind and merit-based. The best leaders possible, whether it's flying Blackhawks and flying airplanes, leading platoons, or in government. The era of DEI is gone at the Defense Department, and we need the best and brightest, whether it's in our air traffic control, or whether it's in our generals, or whether it's throughout government.
That's the irony of this whole thing. The people standing next to Trump on that terrible night, blaming DEI and trying to reinstall white guys as the only non-suspect pool of hires, are themselves DEI hires for one particular identity that they possess, the ass kisser.
Look. The president's leadership has been remarkable during this crisis. Mr. President, you make our jobs a lot easier.
I want to echo what the Transportation Secretary said about your leadership. Thank you for your leadership and courage on that, sir.
I think you make a really important point on that, Mr. President.
The president is right.
And again, I want to thank you for your leadership, Mr. President.
DEI. Sucking ego inflation.
whatever it is.
Okay, now and then so like I said in the beginning of the video, that's why I said what I said, because I don't want to get on backlash. I don't really watch CNN, so I'm going to assume that the lady right here is the moderator. So she just asked the man a question and she didn't allow him to finish his statement. So just one thing I want to pinpoint out.
Wildfires due to DEI for real?
I think that if you believe in the fundamental principle of America, which is that we guarantee everybody an equal chance, not an equal outcome, but an equal chance, then trying to go around that principle, conservatives don't believe in it. And most people who believe in America don't believe in it.
Okay, so, and again, my knowledge on DEI is not that, I don't have that much knowledge on it. But if what they saying is they want to hire people for the skill and that by the color of their skin, then I have no problem with that, because I've been living through that my whole life. Every job I get or every job I apply to is based upon skill, and it's a lot of jobs that pass me over, and it's a lot of jobs that I got. But again, I never thought nothing about my color, because in the field that I'm in, it's a lot of people, it's a lot of different colors and races, like in my line of work. So me personally, I never experienced a situation where I feel as though I didn't get picked because of the color of my skin. Now, have I probably felt as though I didn't get picked because I got dreads? Yes, but not because I'm black. I think maybe if I had a low haircut sometime, then maybe I probably would have got the job that I probably was pursuing. But again, that's something different though. But I never trying to make sure I'm being honest. I never felt as though I didn't get the job. Me personally, I never felt as though I didn't get a job because I was black. It probably was because they probably didn't feel it was going to be a good fit, or I probably just wasn't qualified, or maybe because of maybe they prejudged me by my look, not because I'm black, but because of my dreads, and that's how I feel. So again, if they want to get rid of the DEI, and as far as like hiring people based upon their skills, then I have no problem with that. I feel as though if you really want the job, you're gonna put the effort into it. Because I always worked hard. So carry on.
Number one. Number two. The concept of not hiring the best person for the job in government or anywhere else has been repeatedly rejected by the American people, the Supreme Court, and everything else. And so
what do you mean? So I guess what I'm saying is, like, if that is the case, then people are questioning the actual qualifications of many people Donald Trump hired for jobs.
Yeah.
So do you think that he actually...
Why?
Because Elon Musk doesn't even go here.
Do you think that he...
That's why.
This is the question people are asking. This is the question that Ryan...
Yeah, sorry to keep interrupting. Now, what Donald Trump is doing, he's just using DEI to get his friends in as an excuse. But he just... It don't got nothing... We all know it don't got nothing to do with the people being qualified. He just wanted to get the people in that probably donated to his charity, or maybe he's blackmailing these people. But it don't got nothing to do with hiring the right people for the right job. So in this case, DEI, when it comes to the people that Trump picked, I don't think that's even the issue that it is, because we knew it was going to be like this once he won. I mean, it's pretty much red across the board. So again, I don't know why we still acting surprised and we still hung up on on this topic. And this is why this is why the left side kind of lost, because they focus on dumb stuff for too long. It's like if Trump already signed the order to disband DEI, then why are we still talking about it now? So isn't this old news? It's like, it is what it is. We gotta accept what's already happened and figure out how we're gonna adjust and move on. But to keep bitching about it when it's already done, it don't make no sense. So if this is what the news got to talk about now, then I can see why people are kind of getting upset with CNN and shit, man.
And Clark just asked, did Donald Trump, for Health and Human Services, find the person with the best expertise to address when it comes to the Department of Defense? Did he find the person with the best expertise to address those issues, or did he just find people who he liked?
Political appointees have one qualification. They serve at the pleasure of the president because the president believes that person's going to best carry out their agenda. That is the only qualification.
And to protect and defend the Constitution.
And that is the only. That's the only qualification for a political appointee.
Competency doesn't matter.
Of course, they're competent. Of course, he believes they're competent. If he didn't believe they were competent, he wouldn't appoint them.
I'm not being fair with that. You're not being fair with that response. She asked you a very simple.
Now, for the record, like I said, I don't agree with what he just said about why Trump picked those people. Again, he picked those people because he wanted those people in the cabinet. It's not because he think they're the best qualified. And if he do, it's because he don't know shit. Again, he's not fit to even be a president. So again, he probably got people in his ear and then probably just telling him anything, and he's like, okay, I believe it. Like Elon Musk, why the hell is Elon Musk even at the office with his kid in the damn office, man? It's just certain I never seen it. It's just Donald Trump just wanted to be the first president to be the first to do something for he could go down in history books, and this is all it's just all the show for him. So every day he just do something to give us headlines so we could talk about it on CNN, or we could do videos like this on YouTube, or we could talk about it on the internet. And it's just like, and the fact that people don't realize that is crazy. It's like, and the half the stuff we're talking about, it don't even matter. I mean, okay, he changed it to the Gulf of America. Oh wow, it's a big deal. Is it really a big deal? Is it affecting our lives? I mean, I'm pretty sure once he leaves, the next president could just change it back. Obviously, if it's that damn easy. So we need to pick and choose what we really focus on, like in the stuff that the news push out to us. Like everything that they push out ain't stuff we need to give our main our attention to every day and talk about.
Question, yes or no? Look at the appointees. Do you believe DEI had anything to do with those appointees? Do you believe they were qualified? Do you think they
like this panel looks DEI if that's the case? Because it's like it's like, oh my god, man, you got these, oh man, let's see how this turn out, because it's a reason why Curry Chapman got put off ESPN. And if you don't know that story, go look it up.
They would protect and defend the Constitution that represents all of the people of the United States of America.
I think Mark Rubio. I think you all have literally no idea how the government works, is what I actually
do. I do. I served at a higher level than anyone here.
A couple people at this table have served in the government.
Yeah, me too.
Including for this former president.
I just want to say that I think
the premise that DEI exists and therefore the people that got the opportunity, perhaps because of DEI, are not qualified is a flawed premise.
Correct.
And I think that is what is so frustrating about the argument around DEI. We know in this country historically, and even today, there are still injustices in this country based on race, based on gender, based on ideology.
Based on who your daddy played
golf with. Yes.
Okay, that happens every single day. We know
But it happens every single day all over the planet.
That's
the
what I'm
planet Earth. It is human nature. It is human in every single.
Okay, and they right, that does happen, but that happens to me too. Like I got a lot of jobs that I knew because the people that I know, but but that came from my work ethics, and then maybe I don't know if I'm even like I don't know if how to word this, but it's like growing up black. It's like Kendrick said it, like when Samuel L. Jackson came out with the halftime show. He was like, man, you don't know how to play the game? And it's like, for me, you gotta learn how to play the game. And it's like, and for me, playing the game is just my work ethics, making sure I'm always on time and making sure, I do what I need to do. And then it gets recognized, and it's sad, but you gotta move a certain way. But also, I don't even think that's even moving a certain way. I think that was just me being raised to be a hard worker. But it's me understanding what's going on around me in the world, so I know how to move around, so I don't have any problems, if that makes sense. So, yeah, man,
And we're the best at it. We're the best at trying to.
Donald Trump's our president.
Arthur, I guess that's exactly my point. I agree with you. I think that it is true that there have been preferences not for merit since the dawn of time, and that in this country right now, the same people who are going after DEI, which is about giving opportunities to people who have been historically marginalized, are just as willing to hire their friends.
Is that what equity means? Giving opportunity or guaranteeing outcomes?
It's giving access.
Because that's what equity means. It's a difference. There's a difference between equality and equity.
No, it's giving access.
I just want to answer his question because I think this is super.
Okay, now I would say this. Now, if it's like a organization that's just predominantly like just all white or something like that, or vice versa, or like predominantly like all black, and you feel as though they're not hiring nobody because of they skin color, then that's different. Like imagine it was like the NFL or something like that. So if it's something serious up there, then yeah, I agree with it on that. But for the average person like me and myself, these jobs like with the DEI, okay, like Target, the Target was DEI, and I guess Target did DEI hires. Okay, if you take away that, who's still gonna be working at Target? The same people that was working there before, because it's only a certain amount of people that's gonna work like certain jobs. So sometimes like kind of make it a big deal, but again, I guess it affects people on different levels. But for me personally, in my life, it's not really affecting me, because like I said, I really just, either I'm at work or I'm at home. It's not like I'm really buying that many different types of products. It's, and the products I do buy, it's pretty much the same shit over and over. So, like I said, if it's something that I don't know, then y'all can inform me in the comments. But, again, I'm only speaking for what I see on my views based upon my, surroundings and shit.
And hard work.
Scott, I think this is incredibly important for you to understand and for everybody to understand at home, okay? This is where I think we go crossways on this issue. You just asked the question, what does equity mean? Does it mean equality, or does it mean access to opportunities? And conservatives want to define it a particular way, but you have to acknowledge, I'm asking you to acknowledge that people who believe in DEI do not define it that way. They do not define it as equality.
I think they define it as trying to guarantee outcomes, and I think they define it as trying to punish people they don't like.
Scott, that's
wrong race, wrong.
Speaking from more of the middle of the country who's not hyper-partisan on this issue, I think that people generally think diversity is a virtue. It makes businesses better. It makes institutions better. But they also don't like when you have companies or organizations that are spending huge amounts of money to stand up DEI office. As an example, Fairfax County Public Schools, $400,000 spent on a DEI office, but kids are not reading at the levels that they should. They're not advancing at the levels that they should. It's not the issue
But were
of
they
diversity.
doing that before the office was stood up?
Well, no, and probably not. And so I'm not saying the connection.
So maybe implementing DEI might actually help people
but it's
have
not
a
an
better
argument
educational
against DEI. It's how much of our resources are we actually putting?
But that's not that's not the way the conversation is being posed in America today. The conversation about DEI and woke and all of that sounds about marginalized Black and brown people who already are threatened seem to be threatened in this community, in this society, and they're not getting the same opportunities. It was the same thing with affirmative action. Went to UCLA, they got rid of affirmative action. Everyone said you got in because of affirmative action. When I graduated, affirmative action didn't take my test. Affirmative action didn't help me get to where I'm at today. It gave me access that I didn't have based on the opportunity that I lacked because of the circumstances I was born into, which had nothing to do with me, but the country in which we live in. So the reality is...
Have you seen the test scores of UCLA Medical, by the way?
My point being, Scott, is that everyone doesn't have the same access. People like to hire their friends. They like to hire the people that they like to be around.
Do you think they like to hire the best people for the job?
But I also think around the idea of diversity...
No, Donald Trump hired all of his friends.
Issue in this country right now is we live in different realities.
That's right.
I live in a reality where I know I do not have the same opportunity as you. I know I don't.
And you know
and
that
I know
too.
what, Scott?
And you know that.
Let me just tell you about me.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to answer this.
I'm not talking about how you feel. I'm talking about how I feel. Me, a Black woman in this country.
But not in this city.
And I will run. And if you want
Look, I'm
me
a
to,
New Yorker, not in this city. You cannot say that. You can't say that in this city.
I'm not talking about New York. I'm talking about actually
let her finish.
right here. I got a law degree, a master's, and 2 bachelors. Probably more education than all of y'all added up together at this table,
Fine
right?
by me.
And I have always been the least paid person on payroll.
Come on, man. And this the shit that pissed me off, man. It's just like, and then y'all wonder why we get the stereotype. And then I paused it. Like, it's just, come on, man. Just have a regular conversation. Like, Jesus, bro. And then you got Carrie in the back, all stopping her fingers, doing like, come on, man. Like, come on. And then y'all be wondering why people don't take y'all seriously and shit, man. It's like, look, if you're able to do the job, then you should be able to get recognized for the work, man. But don't rely on DEI to help you get paid or get you moved up.
Every institution I have worked in, and it's not
Even
because
in the White House?
Even in the White House.
Well, whose fault is that? I don't think you worked for George W. or Trump.
Well, guess what happened when I was there? DEI.
Scott.
I'm ahead, Scott.
Look,
You're my friend. I respect you tremendously. I think you're probably the smartest operative in the Democratic Party, and they should listen to you more. That's number one. Number two, you and I share a comparable background. We're both from the Midwest. We both come from middle-class families, lower middle-class families maybe. I actually think we share a lot of similarities in our journey. But I think you made it, and you are the most respected voice often at every room or every table you're in, not because of anything other than your talent and your work ethic. And that's all anybody ever is asking for, is for people with talent and work ethic to make it. And that's what I see in you. That's how I see you.
But let me tell you something about my story and my family's story, is that we have faced discrimination. I have faced discrimination. I just said I was the least paid person, even in this moment sometimes, to my counterparts. It is just the reality of the country we live in. And I'm not saying, I do believe I'm qualified.
Yeah, okay, but if you know that, and then it comes back to what I was saying, so either you're going to continue to work there and just grind it out until you get this, because it's like, the game is like Kendrick Lamar said, the game is not meant for us to be playing the game and shit like how they want us to play it. So we got to break out and play it our own way. And then with these resources now, so if you feel as though you ain't getting paid, then like start up your own news network. Or like me, seeing what Don Lennon did, he got his own little stuff on YouTube. But like, don't keep complaining about it. Just either find another job that's going to pay you, but man, what's your worth, or just move up in the company or do what you gotta do. But it's like, I mean, you rely on this shit to help you move up. That's nah, man. Like I don't expect no handouts, and I don't like asking for shit. So it's like I like to just work and get recognized for my work, and then and because it feels good to be recognized for me, and have doing good and shit, man. But like I don't like no fake shit, man.
I know I'm qualified. You won't ever tell me I'm not qualified. But the system that I live in doesn't matter about my qualifications.
I don't agree because
in my eyes, I see she on TV. So in my eyes, I see she made it. Of course, she probably got like the problem she having is problems that people like this in the TV shit probably having. Like she probably can't get a segment off to her boss, but maybe he can come in and give off a segment. If it's stuff like that, look, I don't care about shit like that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like some like. And then she's talking about her experience. I'm like, man, look, you making more money than the average person. You're on TV. Like, more people know you than they know the average person. So, like, thank God. Like, God gave you the opportunity. Now, it's like, man, what you going to do with it? And start complaining.
25.
Oh, come
I don't think we're there.
Come on.
You can't
That's just not true. That's just not true.
There's a mountain of evidence that suggests that you are wrong. Okay, let's just take Ashley.
I'm a New Yorker, so I'm jaded. I have the Attorney General as a black woman. The mayor's a black man. The head of the Senate is a black person.
Okay, New York is a small representation.
Well, small.
The
New York is not that small.
America.
Politics. Let me talk about
every judge I appear before is either a woman or a person of color.
Ashley just gave an anecdote, but the numbers also show black women are one of the most educated demographics in this country and one of the least paid. Why would that make any sense?
Why would that make any sense? And don't talk to me about the judges you stand before. Talk to me about the theory.
Hold on.
Talk to me about the world in which we live in. And
let's look at the United States Supreme Court. How could you say we're not going to look at that from the top to the bottom? And I'm talking about the legal system.
New York is a more progressive. And we just got a black woman.
Hold up. Let me.
We just got a black woman on the
board. We got a black man from the 70s.
You brought up the Supreme Court.
Or the 60s.
One. Did you know, Arthur, that there are
hold on. What percentage of it does it represent the United States of America?
Why does it matter? So we got to go by numbers?
Why is it so hard? So we got to acknowledge what she just said.
Why is it only one Italian American?
No, but why is it so hard for you to acknowledge what she just said about black women being the most educated?
I did acknowledge it. I said that's not my experience.
Okay, but because you're not a black woman.
No, I'm a New Yorker, and that's not the way it is. New York is not
representative.
So you see how he's trying to say he see how he just said I'm speaking from my experience. How the other lady on the other side of the table just screamed at everybody, and how everybody stopped and listened to her because she wanted to talk about her experience. You see, and that's the shit. People gotta call this shit out, but you can't call that out because then you be labeled some type of way. But it's like this table is not even having a decent conversation, man. Like the moderator can't even moderate because she's on the side of the other two ladies. It's like, come on, man. It feel like I'm watching ESPN First Take and Molly just keep jumping in.
That's also what. It's also the most diversity in the country. Well, that's exactly. Like, so of course there's more representation in women.
And Scott, I think if you really see, you said something very beautiful. This is your friend. You guys share a lot of the same values. You guys think alike. You guys are literally friends off air. Mm-hmm. You text. You have good conversations. There is the yes and in that. There is something that says to me that you know what she's saying is true. You think she's smart. You know that she's smart. She's more educated than mostly everyone at this table. And so what she's saying isn't a lie. What she's saying is a real life experience. And so why is it so hard to understand why something like diversity, equity, inclusion needs to be a part of what we do in a system that never even acknowledged a group of people, never saw us as a human commodity, just literally never noticed who we were. And now here we are years later asking for some simple rights, some simple civility. She's asking to be paid like you get paid. She's asking to be acknowledged like you get acknowledged. And she knows that that is not the case because she is a black woman.
She had a high-ranking position in the White House of the United States of America.
Dear friend,
she is one of the most celebrated political operatives in the country.
Do you
know how hard I had to work to get that?
Do you know how hard the son of a garbage man had to work at it? So I'm just telling you.
I'm not saying that. But
talent and work ethic are everything. And that's why I think you're here.
It's not true.
Like, bro, so I'm confused. So she didn't want her to work hard to get to the position? It's the fucking White House. I'm assuming that I'm gonna assume that every job I see on these TVs in the White House, you have to work hard to get to that position. So again, like, yeah, some people slide in, but don't know people still got to carry their weight when they working and stuff, man? So I'm confused, man. So is this really about DEI or is this really about her?
It's just not true. It's just not true.
The other thing is the access to opportunity is. I know you don't want to think that that is true, but access to opportunity is what DEI is supposed to address. And not just when it comes to race, although race is important, but when it comes to women, when it comes to people with disabilities, when it comes to people from different socioeconomic brackets from rural parts of the country.
I think that's the biggest issue. There's different socioeconomic brackets more than race and gender.
Now we're trying to say that everything is equal just because I say it is, even though all the evidence.
Who said everything is equal?
Well, that's literally we're already living in a meritocratic society, is what Scott and his colleagues want to say, when that's actually factually not true.
Do you not think everything is equal?
But I think it's generally.
I think it's generally true.
So actually,
But I think it'll seek its own level. I don't think the government should be telling us to seek its own level.
But you literally earlier
just said DEI is not about the government. Y'all are talking to private companies and telling them you can't operate the way you want to operate.
But Arthur, you literally just said, I don't think it will seek itself out, because you literally just said human nature. That's how we operate.
That's right.
Sometimes,
yes,
which is why the civil rights movement was so important.
I think it's more socioeconomic than it is.
This is why, like, when they talk about like canceling the Department of Education, why they talk about the federal government. The reason why the federal government was so important, particularly for Black people to seek justice in this country, is because it was the one bastion of hope that people had when states took control and they had discriminatory practice laws.
Okay, but
the
that was
Supreme
a long time
Court.
ago.
What?
How long ago? Tell me how long ago was that? How long ago was that?
We gotta go. We gotta go. But it was not that long ago.
I know. Yeah.
It was not that long ago.
Yeah,
it was in Ashley's father's lifetime. It was in my parents'
For a lot of conservatives, they believe DEI just means Black people getting jobs. And so when they see a Black person in any job, they say, oh, that person's a DEIer. They said it about the literal elected vice president of the United States.
Absolutely.
She wasn't hired. She was hired by the American people. 80 million Americans voted for her, but they can't see through her race and gender. So it isn't just about hiring Black people and women, right? It's about disabled veterans being accommodated. It's veterans returning from wars are also under DEI.
Absolutely. And I see that as a veteran myself, right? I see this initiative as a direct impact and attack on veterans. Of the 2.2 million federal workers, 642,000 of those are veterans. And so this is, in my way of...
Okay, see, yeah, I'm learning. See, I'm learning more stuff as I go. See, I didn't know that. Okay, see, now I'm starting to see what the problem is. You know,
viewing this as a direct attack.
But again, if that's the case, are they firing them because they wasn't really qualified to work? So again, then that's the tricky part. So, yeah, I don't know, because you got to be able to do the job, even if you got special needs or not. Are you able to do the job? And then, because I'm pretty sure they got a position for somebody. It might not be that many positions, but I'm pretty sure they got positions for like handicapped people or veterans and stuff like that. So again, people in the comment section, if y'all could school me more in this, I would love to learn more so I can educate myself. But yeah,
against veterans as well. The misunderstanding of what DEI really is, it's on us to really educate the public as to what it really is all about.
DEI, which stands for didn't earn it. Discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination.
DEI is just a rebranded version of hating white people.
DEI. DEI stands for Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, and Ice Cube.